So obviously you've been seeing me wear the blue light glasses, right?
Yeah.
Well, they are from the Venturo collection, man. In terms of, with this company, they take a lot of pride in making sure that everything is done in-house. A lot of love, a lot of care. But more importantly, they don't do a ton of mass production. So when you talk about the quality of it, it's a lot nicer. They also do a ton of accessories and jewelry, right? Deke had a chance to see some of the watches that they make, and they're pretty daggone nice, might I
They're really
add.
nice.
Some of the jewelry, bracelets.
Well, I might need to
necklaces.
get some of those glasses, too, once I get LASIK coming up here, because those would be nice. A little blue light action.
Absolutely, man. But they also have, your regular sunglasses as well. But the thing that they do that sets them apart from other brands are their price point. They try to be very affordable while still giving you a nice feel, a nice quality, to their stuff and things like that. So with that being said, when we talk about them, we got promo codes, and that promo code is MOATS. If you use that, you'll get 20% off along with free shipping on or at VenturoCollective.com. So you see it right there. So like I said, definitely want to check them out, show them some love. But, shout out to them. The accessory gang is fire. And like I said, it actually does help. I know for me, I like to keep my eyes working properly all this screen time I'll be having. So shout out to these blue lights, but more importantly, shout out to the Venturo Collective.
Damon Brown. We got what we asked for, and now some folks want to put Mitch back in.
I was getting that a lot, bro.
Hashtag Sabotage7. Oh, thanks, Damon. Shout out to Trina. Dude, we moved the ball on offense. Our red zone offense sucks.
No, but their thing was when it was Mitch, they were winning. That's what
Huh?
Yeah, they said Mitch won games. Mitch didn't have the turnovers. And, I think those are the two things. Mitch won and Mitch didn't turn it over because they were pointing to, I guess now Kenny is.
I agree with the fumble. The pick didn't matter at the end.
And then they also said because Kenny Pickett has small hands, that's why he fumbled.
Come on.
And that's why some of his passes. So I'm like, yo, this is what we're doing now. Yes, this is. I can't make this up.
I thought Pickett played pretty solid, actually. He missed some throws in the first half and even in the third quarter before the fumble. But, the fumble was really what killed it. You got to have some better ball security there.
Nah.
But I do think he was getting pressured a ton. I don't think the offensive line blocked particularly well for him. So, overall, I think Pickett was solid. I'm not going away from this game, put in Mitch. Obviously, I'm not. I'm sticking with Pickett. I'm supporting him through and through. If we asked for him, and going back to DeMond's point, we asked for Pickett. He's the rookie quarterback. He's the first-round guy. We're sticking with him.
Man, and rookies play like rookies, man. That's what a rookie is. At times, he's going to have some good throws, which we could point to. At times, he's going to have some bad throws, which you could point to. He's going to have good decisions, which we could point to. He's going to have bad decisions, we could point to. This is what rookies do. So, even when I speak on consistency, I'm speaking on a global standpoint for the offense. But for Kenny, my big thing for him is just continue to cut down on the turnovers. That's the big part because I don't care about why they're happening. They're just happening. And it's becoming a thing where it's like every game, it's a turnover in some capacity, right? Even the throw at the end where you're taking a shot to Pat and he gets tipped. It's a lot of criticism in the sense of, okay, does it need to have a little more air under the ball? Was it a bad throw? I don't think it was a bad throw. I like the read, but regardless of why, it still got tipped and it still ended up being an interception versus it being a touchdown.
Yeah.
Got to cut down on the turnovers. This isn't a team that can continue to have multiple turnovers per game and expect to win. And that's the one part for him. And then the second part was similar to what we've seen from Jalen Hurts at times in terms of even if a guy, when you're looking at him, you can't physically see him open, Jalen will actually throw and take chances to get some of their dudes open. With Kenny right now, he's capable of it, but he's not doing it as frequently. When we talk about the Pat Freiermuth throw from a week ago, right? In terms of Pat wasn't visually open.
Yeah.
But Kenny threw him open. There are a good amount of times when we're talking about the offensive line and they were getting beat, but there was still enough time where Kenny could have, got rid of the ball. But at that time, there wasn't a ton of separation. The Eagles corners were on our guys pretty sticky. But the disconnect is this. When it's like that, for Kenny, my thing is I want to see him get to that point where, like, when we look at a Ben, when we look at a Rodgers, when we look at some of these higher-end quarterbacks, even if we're here and I'm hip to hit with you, they're putting it on that off arm. They're going to find a way to get that ball to you to open it up a little bit, break and roll, vertical routes, whatever. But it's more of an anticipating throw. And the difference is this, man. For him collegiately, He's capable of doing it. But college-wise, you only make that throw 5 to 10 times a game, tops, out of your 30 to 40 attempts. Because in college, your guys get collegiate separation, 2, 3, 4 yards. It looks, it's visual, it's easy to see. At the NFL level, as we told you many times, NFL open, I'm here on Deke's back hip, and you throw it to his front hip. That front arm, that's open in the NFL. And for young quarterbacks, they have to understand that that's the throw that you're going to be making 20, 30 times a game now versus it being the other way. You don't get a ton of guys just running wide open. Unless you're talking about a little 3-yard drag route, right? You don't get a ton of just, it's a ton of separation. You got to make those tight window throws. And some of them, it is a trust element of it. And some of those things, when you do it, your receiver's going to have to, make you right. They're going to have to protect you. And that's the stuff where it's like, we haven't seen enough of it, but that'll be the next thing that I want to see from him. Cut down the turnovers and just take some of those chances, because our receivers aren't necessarily the type that are just running away in terms of getting separation, but they are the type that when you look at A.J. Brown and how he wins,
Pickens can do that, and he did it.
And
it's
absolutely,
just, we got some calls that went against us.
Some of them went against, but it's like we need more of that, and that's what I'm saying. It's like he's shown in terms of Kenny that he can make those throws, but we need more of it. That would be how I look at it, because just when you're watching the guys, the receivers running their routes right now, when I'm looking at them, you don't see just, it's separation on separation. It's not that, but it's still technically on an NFL level. It's like, you would challenge this guy. If this is 7, he's challenging this guy right here. If this is Rodgers, this is Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, they're going to challenge this guy. That's the thing. But it's also, that pro and con with that of, all right, cut down on your turnovers, but I want you to take a little bit more chances as well. It's that fine line, but that's where he has to kind of, improve. That's when I look at him, that's the areas I see. I don't think it's a pressure thing, because I think that he does handle blitz well. I think that he handles
he's
when guys are coming.
Absolutely.
Like I don't think it's any of that, but those are some of the things that when I'm looking at him and I critique, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now.
Took a beating yesterday, actually.
Oh yeah, he did. He definitely did. But what do we say about Philly's D-line? They're designed to rush the passer. And when they got in obvious pass rush situations, you look at the end of the second half or the end of the second quarter, with them like back-to-back plays, and then you start looking in that third quarter where they kind of went up, and it was like, oh yeah, now they can rush this guy on this edge. They can twist this game over here. Oh, now it's just Hargrave beating, 6-9.
Yeah, my man didn't have a good game.
Bad matchup.
Well, that's another thing I was gonna say.
Some matchups are bad, bro.
Eagles are just a really good team.
Yes.
They're a really good team. They're undefeated right now. So if we're not executing at the level that we should be, and they are, which they were on the explosive plays and everything, that's the difference you get in this one. We could have kept it close, and we did for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah. But it's almost like we kind of are – it's like we don't allow ourselves to ever give the other team credit. And rightfully so, because we do hold ourselves to a higher standard. But they're 6-0/7-0 for a reason. They didn't just wake up and start winning like that. No, man, it took time, but they've learned how to operate with those critical details. They've learned how to not shoot themselves in the foot.